All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today is 10 hours of loot from the Boglords in Zangarmarsh. I will go over the build and the gear that I was using for this 10-hour loot video, and I will go over the rules that I put on myself to make this as repeatable as possible for anyone watching this video. Because of the nature of these videos, they do take quite a bit of time for me to make, so a like on the video would be greatly appreciated. It does really help my channel out when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. Starting this video off, we are at just over 1,600 gold. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the video to see exactly how much we can make in the next 10 hours. So the rules that I put in place for myself on this loot video are as follows. I vendor any grays and greens, and then I ship any blues off to my main who happens to have enchanting to disenchant for the possibility of small and large prismatic shards. Any random enchants that I find on gear that I might find profitable, I check the price of the auction house, and if they are under 20 gold, I go ahead and just vendor the item, adding to the total gold made. The build that I used for this farming session is essentially a living bomb mage, looking to increase the damage of that as much as I can through crits and ignite, and then utilizing certain mobility talents like sprint and ghost wolf to get around quicker. I will leave a link to this build down in the description of the video if you want to copy it for yourself so you can get farming on your own character. Touching on the gear that I am using currently on this character, I am essentially in my healer gear, but it does double as good DPS gear as well. Mostly intellect, spell power, and crit is what you're looking for, and really the only REs that I'm benefiting from is the elemental weapons here, because I do use Flame Tongue Weapon to boost the fire damage of this build as much as I can. I'm going to throw up a screenshot of the route that I currently use to power farm the Boglords as efficiently as possible. Now, this doesn't follow the exact steps, obviously, of the character, but once you actually get in and farm the Boglords, the general route is pretty much the same. You might find certain optimizations that work best for you and your setup. Throughout the recording of this video, I was able to take some screenshots along the way, documenting some milestones on my way to the 10 hours. The first one you're seeing here is at the 2-hour mark. I was able to accumulate a little over 1,500 gold just on the raw vendors, giving me quite a bit of gold per hour. Now, this isn't with any kind of selling on the auction house. This is strictly just the vendoring of the grays and greens. Skipping a little bit further into the grind, the one you're seeing now is actually at the 5-hour mark. At this point, we are at just shy of 5,500 gold total on the character, giving me a little less than 4,000 gold collected at the halfway mark. If you'd like to improve on this method, there's two ways that you could do it. You could have enchanting and herbalism on the guy you're actually killing the Boglords with. If you disenchant everything, you can take the materials and enchant scrolls with really high value enchants like Mongoose and Undaunted Might, and sell those on the auction house for quite a pretty penny. You could also take all of the herbs that you gather from herbalizing the Boglords and send them off to a friend and have him make them into potions for a good markup as well. Here we are at the 7-hour mark of the Boglord grind, just shy of 6,900 gold total on the character. I'll just be honest with you guys, I was getting kind of sick of doing this about 7 hours in. I was kind of losing my mind looking at the same things over and over, so I decided to go to bed and tackle this thing the next day. All right, we are done. The final vendor trip of the 10-hour Boglord farming session. Yes, it is complete. Let's go ahead and just see exactly how much we end up with at the end of this vendor trip. We ended our 10-hour Boglord grind at just over 9,000 gold. Yes, ensue the Vegeta memes. But we started with 1,600 gold, giving us a total of just over 7,400 gold gain from just vendoring grays and greens farmed from the Boglords. So what you're seeing here is a snapshot of the final inventory just before we send all the blues off to my main for disenchanting. We were able to farm 49 blue BUE items, which we disenchanted into 49 small prismatic shards, which I ended up upgrading to 16 large prismatic shards, because they're a little bit easier to sell on the auction house, considering you need them for more enchants than you do the small. All right, what is going on, guys? We are back. Couple days later, we were able to sell pretty much everything we collected over the 10 hours of Boglords, except about 90 gold worth of REs that just didn't sell in the auction house. I was able to sell all the Primal Lives for about an average of 10 gold apiece, and the final gold total for 10 hours of Boglord farming is 9,126 gold, getting us just a little over 910 gold per hour. I'm actually pretty shocked about how much we were able to collect during this time, and I can guarantee you if you had enchanting and some herbalism and maybe an alchemy alt, you could push this up well above 1,000, maybe 1,200 gold per hour. But I'm really, really glad this farm is in the game because, as you can tell, you really don't need that much gear. You don't really need that good of a build, but if you use the one in this video, you should be able to replicate this fairly easy. If you guys made it this far, I want to personally thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the Boglord farm as much as I have. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.